Hello everyone and welcome to my winter TBR. So this will be for 3 months. I am going to be playing only on my challenge board because it is for 3 months, and I will start out with 10 rolls. So at least 10 books, but it could end up with 40 or 50, if not more, which is fine. So these books will be the ones that I will try to prioritize in December, January, and February. So 3 months, and we'll see how that goes. Now, one change is the last time I attempted this, which was the very first time, I did do my color cards. I am not going to do that with the seasonal boards, only with my monthly TBRs. So, not going to worry about the color ones. Other than that, the same rules apply. If I get a double, it's adding a roll plus a punishment book type of a thing with my TBR cards. So, yeah, other than that, yeah, so there's a chance, especially where a lot of these are booktube TBR games, I could end up with quite a few books. Again, this goes over 3 months, and we'll see how this one goes. So yeah, I am looking forward to this one. And hopefully this winter is a lot better than this year has been so far. I am ready for 2024 to be over. I don't know about anyone else, but I am ready for it to be over. I mean, there have been some good things, but it has been a stressful year and not in the greatest of ways. All right, so without further chit chat, let's go ahead and get into the rolls. Okay, so first thing, I need to get a random number generator. So, okay. All right, so as you can see, it has the number 5 up, and minimum of 1 and maximum of 10. I'm changing the max to 30. Okay, and now let's see where I'm going to put the token to start. Space number 14. Okay, let's go ahead and swap out this purple one for this kind of teal greeny one. Starting on space number 14 is right there. Okay. And for the dice, let's go ahead and go with the blue because it's winter and the blue is blue and white. Very winter appropriate, I think. So, yeah, let's see. I've got my paper, I've got my pen, so I can write down the prompts. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and figure out the first prompt for the winter season. Okay, I've got a 6 and a 2, so moving 8 spots. Gotta make sure I'm going the right way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mom. So, mom pick. So my mom is not at home, but I called and talked to her, and I gave her titles of books only, and I gave her 3 options, and I said pick between. Again, she doesn't know anything about these books. I just gave her the title. So I said pick between Reached, A River Enchanted, and Dark Diaries. So the book that she told from title only is A River Enchanted. This is by Rebecca Ross. So this is the first book going on my winter TBR. It starts with a letter and an ominous journey across dark waters. 10 years after being sent away to the mainland to become a bard, Jack Tamerlane is summoned home to Cadence. Girls are going missing from the island, and Adria has his childhood nemesis, and the future leader of the clan believes Jack is the only one who can find them. The elemental spirits that dwell in every breath of air, splash of water, blade of grass, and flicker of fire find mirth in the lives of the humans, and Bard's music is the only way to summon them and ask that the girls be returned. Yet, as Jack and Adria get closer to solving the mystery, it becomes apparent that an older, darker secret about Cadence lurks beneath the surface, and no harp song may be strong enough to stop it. All right, roll number 2 is a 3 and a 2, so moving 5 spots. Can you see that? Okay, there we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cute face. Okay, so cute face is pet pick. So I got some kibble for the girls, and Molly picked first, and I am going to do this one 2 times. Once for Molly and then again for Polly, so they both get a chance to play. So for Molly, her choices were Those Empty Eyes by Charlie Donlea, The Quiet Tenant by Clements Michaelon, and this chunker, The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. So as you will have seen, so those are those ones. So now I'll put in the clip of her eating the treat off of the book. Hey, don't attack my feet. I know I'm barefoot. Hey. Okay, Those Empty Eyes. So as you will have seen, the one that she ate off of first was Those Empty Eyes by Charlie Donlea. Alex Armstrong has changed everything about herself. Her name, her appearance, her backstory. She's no longer the terrified teenager a rapt audience saw on television, emerging in handcuffs from the quiet suburban home the night her family was massacred. That girl, Alexandra Quinlan, nicknamed Empty Eyes by the media, was accused of the killings, fought to clear her name, and later took the stand during her highly publicized defamation lawsuit that captured the attention of the nation. It's been 10 years, and Alex hasn't stopped searching for answers about the night her family was killed. Even as she continues to hide her real identity from true crime fanatics and grasping reporters still desperate to locate her, as a legal investigator, she works tirelessly to secure justice for others too, people like Matthew Claymore, who's under suspicion in the disappearance of his girlfriend, a student journalist named Laura McAllister. Laura was about to break a major story about rape and cover-ups on her college campus. Alex believes Matthew is innocent and unearths stunning revelations about the university's faculty, fraternity members, and powerful parents willing to do anything to protect their children. Most shocking of all, as Alex digs into Laura's disappearance, she realizes there are connections to the murder of her own family. For as different as the crimes may seem, they each hinge on one sinister truth. No one is quite who they seem to believe. Okay, so I'm going to do this for Molly now, and Molly's choices are From Below, Neon Gods, and Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen. From Below. Okay, so as you saw, Polly picked the one off of From Below. This is by Darcy Coates. Years ago, during a routine voyage, the SS Arcadia vanished without a trace. Though a strange, garbled emergency message was broadcast, neither the ship nor any of its crew could be found. 60 years later, its wreck has finally been discovered, more than 300 miles from its intended course. A silent graveyard deep beneath the ocean's surface, eagerly waiting for the first sign of life. Cove and her dive team have been granted permission to explore the Arcadia's rusting hull. Their purpose is straightforward: examine the wreck, film everything, and, if possible, uncover how and why the supposedly unsinkable ship vanished. But the Arcadia has not yet had its fill of death, and something dark and hungry watches from below. With limited oxygen and the ship slowly closing in around them, Cove and her team will have to fight their way free of the unspeakable horror now desperate to claim them. Alrighty, roll number 3. Have the threes are hot today. So I've got a 3 and a 1. Oh, I was on cute face. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, experiment. Okay, so for this third prompt, I ended on randomize, and this is a random generator. I have a bunch of random generators in here. Some of them are digital random generators. Others are like a card pull, so I figure that's like a random generator. I have added 2. I added Cards Against Humanity and Tarot deck, or just tarot. So, all right. we're going to go with this one. Okay, so it's purple, so it's not one of the new ones. And this one is, oh, I already have Cards Against Humanity in here. Okay, so I will take Cards Against Humanity out, but that's what we got, Cards Against Humanity. And so let me find, I know, okay, so Cards Against Humanity. Okay, so there's the tarot one. I'm getting my Cards Against Humanity one out. So this one will be recycled. Okay. And we're putting Cards Against Humanity back in there. I'm going to go with this one from the Everything box. And I am just going to take a couple of the black ones and a couple of the white ones. Okay. And now let's mix these together. I'm just going to do it this way. Just kind of mix things up a little bit. Okay, now eyes are closed, I can't see. Let's just go kind of in the middle here. We're going with this one. Okay, so it's a black one, which is a question card. Okay. So the question is, you're on a first date. What's an instant red flag? Okay, so I think for this one, so again, you're on a first date. What's an instant red flag? I'm going to go with an assistant to the villain is the career path that this person is on. I don't want an evil person. So, or wicked or anything like that. So if they say they're an assistant to some sort of a villain, yeah, that's going to be over. Okay. With ailing family to support, Evie Sage's employment status isn't just important, it's vital. So when a mishap with Rendon's most infamous villain results in a job offer, naturally she says yes. No job is perfect, of course, but even less so when you develop a teeny crush on your terrifying, temperamental, and undeniably hot boss. Don't find evil so attractive, Evie. But just when she's getting used to severed heads suspended from the ceiling and the odd squish of an errant eyeball. Yes, hello. Oh, yeah. Let's see, squish of an errant eyeball beneath her heel, Evie suspects this dungeon has a huge rat, and not just the literal kind, because something rotten is growing in the kingdom of Renedon, and someone wants to take the villain and his entire nefarious empire out. Now Evie must not only resist drooling over her boss, but also figure out exactly who is sabotaging his work, and ensure he makes them pay. After all, a good job is hard to find. All right, roll number 4. 6, again with the 3s, a 6 and a 3, so moving 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, YouTube. Okay. Prompt number 4, YouTube. So this is a TBR game. So booktubers that have TBR games, let's see whose video I'll be watching. And we're going to go with this one. And Kimberly, Whimsical Narratives, TBR Cafe. So I'm going to find her most recent game, and then I will pick a prompt for a book for each prompt that she gets on that game. So I will be right back. Okay, so I am back. I've watched Kim's TBR game. Her most recent TBR game was from September, and this one she did a couple of different TBRs. So her TBR Cafe, and then there were a couple of other like readathon TBRs after that. I'm only going with her actual TBR game, so TBR Cafe, and she did 4 rolls. So let's tell you what I'm doing. So roll number 1 was Cup of Coffee, and I will link the video in the description box so you can go watch her overall TBR game, watch her reaction as she landed on said prompts, and what books that she picked. Okay, so Cup of Coffee, the prompt was stars and moon on the cover. I'm going to go with this one. So there's a big moon and then there's random stars throughout throughout it. So, oh, those are just dots. But I guess they're supposed to be stars, especially the ones in the moon there, because there are stuff there. Anyway, I'm going to go with this because it's a moon on the cover. So this is The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane by Julia Nobel. Beware the Order of Black Hollow Lane. With a dad who disappeared years ago and a mother who's a bit too busy to parent, Emmy is shipped off to Wellsworth, a prestigious boarding school in England where she's sure she won't fit in. Before she leaves, Emmy finds a box of mysterious medallions in the attic of her home. Medallions that belonged to her father. Her father, who may have gone to Wellsworth. When she arrives at school, she finds the strange symbols from the medallions etched into walls and books. Okay. Which leads Emmy and her new friend, Jack and Lola, to Wellsworth's secret society, the Order of Black Hollow Lane. Emmy can't help but think that the order had something to do with her dad's disappearance, and that there may be more than just dark secrets in the halls of Wellsworth. Alright, so the second prompt that Kim got was Cupcake, which is a challenge prompt. So the one that she got was to start and finish a series. Now she broke it up where she's going to be starting a series and then finishing a series. I'm going with what she had said in the video as the intended purpose of it. Now it's her game, her rules, however she wants to do it. So I'm going to go with the trilogy for this one. It's the Maple Hills, it's a Maple Hills series. So there's 3 books. So I'm only going to be reading in this particular video the synopsis. Actually, yes, the synopsis. Do I want to read? Do these follow different characters? Let me see. Okay. Anyway, book number 1 is Icebreaker. And this is written by Hannah Grace. So this one says, he's the one thing she couldn't plan for. Anastasia Allen has worked her entire life for a shot at Team USA. It looks like everything is going according to plan when she gets a full scholarship to the University of California, Maple Hills, and lands a place on their competitive figure skating team. Nothing will stand in her way, not even the captain of the hockey team, Nate Hawkins. Nate's focus as team captain is on keeping his team on the ice, which is tricky when a facilities mishap means they are forced to share a rink with the figure skating team, including Anastasia, who clearly can't stand him. But when Anastasia's skating partner faces an uncertain future, she may have to look to Nate to take her shot. Sparks fly, but Anastasia isn't worried, because she can never like a hockey player, right? Book number 2 is Wildfire, and okay, this follows different characters, so I will read the synopsis. Okay. It only takes one spark. At a party celebrating the end of the academic year, Maple Hills students Russ Callahan and Aurora Roberts have a passionate one-night stand, never one to overstay her welcome or expect much from a man. Aurora slips away before Russ even has the chance to ask her full name. Days later, they run into each other in their new jobs as summer camp counselors, hoping to escape their complicated home lives. Russ knows breaking the camp's strict no staff fraternizing rule will have him heading back to Maple Hills before the summer is over, but unfortunately for him, Aurora has never been very good at caring about the rules. And then the third book in this series is Daydream, and it says, he's the one she's dreaming of. When his procrastination lands him in a difficult class with his latest favorite professor, Henry Turner knows he's going to have to work extra hard to survive his junior year of college. And now, with his new role as captain of the hockey team, Henry absolutely cannot fail. Enter Hallie Jacobs, a fellow junior from Henry, whom Henry befriends when he accidentally crashes her book club. Hallie may not have the romantic pursuits of her favorite fictional leads or experiences for the novels she's trying to write, but she's an academic superstar, and as soon as she hears about Henry's problems with his class, she offers to help. She knows that new experiences are the key to beating her self-doubt, and Henry's promising to be the one to give them to her. They just need to stick to their rulebook, where item 4 reads, "Don't fall in love." And those are special edition copies from Probably Smut. Okay. The next prompt that Kim landed on was Cup of Coffee again. And this is to read a book with the person on the cover. And for this one, I will be reading book number 2 in a Bradford Sisters romance. This is a Christian fiction romance series. And this one is Falling for You by Becky Wade. Famously beautiful model Willow Bradford is reveling in the peace and quiet of her hometown right up until the moment she comes face to face with her ex-boyfriend, Corbin Stewart. Former NFL quarterback Corbin is forceful, charming, and accustomed to getting what he wants, except where Willow is concerned. He's never been able to forget her, but Willow makes it crystal clear she's unwilling to risk her heart again. When a decades-old mystery in Corbin's family brings them together, will the heartbreak in their past and the complications in their present keep them from falling for one another all over again? Okay, now this last prompt that Kim got on her Cafe TBR game is one that she has some books wrapped up, and it's a blind date with a book. So I'm doing this just a little bit differently. So I have picked 6 books. Just kind of grabbed them at random. I have Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher, House of Cotton by Monica Brashears, Wayward by Emily Hart, One Cursed Rose by Rebecca Zanetti, The Disappearance by Bentley Little, and The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. So I'm going to roll a dice, a 6-sided dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 is at the top, 6 is on the bottom. Now, I got to set the stack down. Okay, so I have, let me turn you around. Okay, so here's the 6-sided dice. I'm doing this blue one with the cats on it. Okay, so as you can see, that is a number 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 is One Cursed Rose by Rebecca Zanetti. Let me grab it. Okay, so this is the selection for Blind Date with a Book. One Cursed Rose by Rebecca Zanetti. Information is power, and those who control it live like gods. In my world, billionaires play deadly games of insult and influence, where magic is the dirtiest weapon of all. Here, even a powerful prince can be swallowed by the darkest of shadows. They christened me Alana, and while the name means beauty, beneath that surface is a depth I allow very few to see. I'm sole heir to Aquarius Social, a media giant about to succumb to an unseen enemy. My father's solution is to marry me off to the son of a competing family. My reaction? Not a chance. Now I have just a week before the wedding to change my fate. Who knew the unforeseen twist would be an assassination attempt on me and an unwanted rescue by Thorne Bethedge? I don't know. The head of the rival social media empire driving Aquarius under. The richest, most ruthless of them all, the beast protects his realm with an iron rule. No one sees his face. When he shows himself to me, I know he'll never let me go. Thorne may think he can lock me in his enchanted castle forever, but I'm not the docile beauty he expects. If the beast wants to tie me up, I'm going to take pleasure from every minute of it, and we'll just see who ends up shackled. So Beauty and the Beast retelling. This one actually sounds pretty good. Okay, roll number 5. Well, at least we didn't get a 3, a 6 and a 2. So 8 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coloring. Okay, so for coloring, this is to read a book that is inspired by the coloring book I'm working in as of right now, which is Spooky Vibes. This, I've already colored quite a bit in this. Still have a bit to go. Anyway, so this is what the cover is. So spooky yet cozy, something pastel, and that's kind of what I'm going with, is more of the color theme. But this book that I did pick does have a vampire, which is a spooky monster, or can be. So I'm gonna go with this book. My roommate is a vampire, so pinks and purples, pinks and purples. Okay, and this is a monster romance because it is vampire. So this is written by Jenna Levine. Cassie Greenberg loves being an artist, but it's a tough way to make a living. On the brink of eviction, she's desperate when she finds a too-good-to-be-true apartment in a beautiful Chicago neighborhood. Cassie knows there has to be a catch. Only someone with a secret to hide would rent out a room for that price. Of course, her new roommate, Frederick J. Fitzwilliam, is far from normal. He sleeps all day, is out at night on business, and talks like he walked out of a Regency romance novel. He also leaves Cassie heart-melting notes around the apartment, cares about her art, and asks about her day. And he doesn't look half bad shirtless. And the rare occasions they're both home and awake, but when Cassie finds bags of blood in the fridge that definitely weren't there earlier, Frederick has to come clean. Cassie's sexy new roommate is a vampire, and he has a proposition for her. All right, going for roll number 6. Okay, a 5 and a 4, so 9 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cute face. Okay, so cute face, another pet pick. I am really loving this one. So, we're gonna go for Molly. I'm going to go with Mystery at Maplemead Castle by Kitty French, Friend Request by Laura Marshall, and One of Us Knows by Alyssa Cole. Who's gonna pick first? Okay, Molly picks. Okay. All right, so Molly picked One of Us Knows by Alyssa Cole. I have been putting this one on several TBRs. I still really want to get to it. I've just ran out of time. Okay, so it says, years after a breakdown and a diagnosis of dissociative identity disorder derailed her historical preservationist career, Kennerita Nash and her alters have been given a second chance they can't refuse. A position as resident caretaker of a historic home. Having been dormant for years, Ken has no idea what led them to this isolated Hudson River island, but she's determined not to ruin their opportunity. Then, a surprise visit from the home's conservation trust just as a nor'easter bears down on the island disrupts her newfound life, leaving Ken trapped with a group of possibly dangerous strangers, including the man who brought her life tumbling down years earlier. When he turns up dead, Ken is the prime suspect. Caught in a web of secrets and in a race against time, Ken and her alters must band together to prove their innocence and discover the truth of Kavanaugh Island and their own past, or they risk losing not only their future, but their life. Okay, so for Polly, the picks for Polly will be Satiate by MA Cobb, The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young, and The Duke and I, book number 1 in the Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn. Is that the one you're going to go with? You just don't want to eat the treat? Okay. Okay, Polly picked Satiate by M.A. Cobb. This is a horror romance. When a new virus awakens a gnawing hunger, they thought hiding away would be the answer. But as society breaks down, so do the lines between right and wrong. Clinging to the old rules will jeopardize their chances to survive when it becomes everyone for themselves. Caleb fights to fix his past mistakes, while Sarah struggles with her new future. Peter builds his kingdom, but Jessica wants to rule. Will they find a way to satiate their desires? Roll number 7. Back to the 3s. I've got a 1 and a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, experiment. All right, so roll number 7 landed us on experiment. So, got my random generators in here. And let's go with this one. Okay. Random prompt. Okay, so let's put this one back in here. This. Go to my random generators. Okay, random word, random pictures, letter, emoji. Here we go, TBR prompts. Okay, I don't know if there's going to be sound on this. Spin. Come on. There we go. So no sound. Published before 2015. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go with one of the ones that Molly or Polly, I think it was Polly, this was an option for Polly, didn't pick. I'm gonna go with The Duke and I, which is the book number 1 in the Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn. This was, it says copyright 2000 by Julie Cutler Pottinger. First published in the US in 2000 by Avon Books. First published in Great Britain in 2006. This paperback edition was in 2020, but editions change and special editions get released. So, 2000. I'm counting this one. Okay, this one says, can there be any greater challenge to London's ambitious mamas than an unmarried duke? Lady Whistledown's Society Papers, April 1813. By all accounts, Simon Bassett is on the verge of proposing to his best friend's sister, the lovely and almost on the shelf Daphne Bridgerton. But the two of them know the truth. It's all an elaborate plan to keep Simon free from marriage-minded society mothers. And as for Daphne, surely she will attract some worthy suitors now that a duke has declared her desirable. Their ruse works like a charm at first. But as Daphne waltzes across ballroom after ballroom with Simon, it's hard to remember that their courtship is a complete sham. You're going to be hearing Molly and Polly kind of running and playing. Maybe it's his devilish smile. Certainly, it's the way his eyes seem to burn every time he looks at her. It wasn't the plan, but it seems she's falling for the Duke for real. And amidst the glittering, gossipy, cutthroat world of London's elite, there is only one certainty. Love ignores every rule. Roll number 8. Okay, it's a double. All right. So instead of 10 rolls, I'm doing 11. So I've got 2 1s. 1, 2, outfit. All right, prompt number 8 is outfit. Okay. So I've got green, pink, white, and then I am wearing blue jeans. So I'm just gonna go with kind of pastel because the top is pastels and a light cover. I have white and this cover has white. And I'm wearing blue jeans and this cover has blue. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. She kissed the prince and he turned into a fraud. Now her fairy tale is upside down. Iris Dupree meets August West in a sports bar during her last semester of college. It's the conversation of a lifetime and sends sparks flying in every direction. The connection is undeniable, but the timing is all wrong. August is poised for the NBA draft, and Iris belongs to another man, basketball's golden boy and August's longtime rival. The two go their separate ways, but they often recall that electric night and what could have been. While August has embarked on his all-star life, studded with wealth and fame, Iris's perfect public relationship has become a nightmare behind closed doors, a tarnished dream of fool's gold. When August re-enters her life, the world seems briefly bright again, but Iris's darkest nights are not over yet. To survive, she must build her own strength and trust that her bond with August can endure after all this time, even when her fraudulent prince has vowed never to let her go. All right, well, roll number 8 was a double. So I've got my TBR cards here. Okay. All right. So this will be for the punishment book for the double. Let's go just right smack in the middle. Choose a book from a Once Upon a Book Club box. Okay. For whatever reason, my mind kept going to the Book of the Month boxes. No, so there's a Once Upon a Book Club sticker. And this one is Raiders of the Lost Heart by Joe Segura. Has a letter from the author card in it. Okay. Archaeologist Dr. Socorro Corey Maehrer has a bone to pick, literally. It's been Corey's life goal to lead an expedition deep into the Mexican jungle in search of the long-lost remains of her ancestor Chimali, an ancient warrior of the Aztec Empire. When she is invited to join an all-expenses-paid dig to do just that, Corey is sure it's too good to be true, and she's right. As the world-renowned expert on Chimali, Corey should, by rights, be leading this quest, not sharing the glory with her disgustingly handsome nemesis. But Dr. Ford Matthews has been finding new ways to best her since they were in grad school. Ford certainly isn't thrilled either. With his life in shambles, the last thing he needs is a reminder of their rocky past. But as the dig begins, it becomes clear they'll need to work together. A thief is lurking around their campsite, forcing the pair to keep their discoveries and lingering attraction under wraps. With money-hungry artifact smugglers, the Mexican authorities, and the lies between them closing in, there's only one way this all ends: explosively. Okay, so I will stick this card in here. There we go. All right. Roll number 9. Another double. So we're doing 12 rolls. So I've got 2 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4. YouTube again. Prompt number 9, YouTube again. So I've got my jar back out. Now I did put Kim's thing back in here. So if I draw Kim's name out again, it'll just go back in and we'll redraw. Okay, let's go with this one. Danielle from Bocara, getting away with murder. Okay, I'm gonna go watch Danielle's most recent TBR game and get the prompts, and then I will be back. Okay, so I have watched Danielle's TBR game, Getting Away with Murder. 4 prompts from her game. I'm happy with that. Okay, so the first one, she picked up the library card, and that is a book to read a book featuring a school. So for this one, I'm going to go with Dork Diaries number 5, Tales from a Not So Smart Miss Know-It-All by Rachel Renee Russell. So this one takes place in the school year. This is told in journal entry, and a lot of it does take place in this, throughout the series thus far, takes place in the school. Dear Miss Know-It-All, I think my arch nemesis is spreading rumors about me. Help. OMG, does your arch nemesis have a name that starts with Mac and end with Kenzie? Maybe you can give me advice. Your friend, Miss Know-It-All. So, prompt number 2, Danielle picked up the dagger, which is to read a mystery, thriller, or a suspense. I'm going to go with a thriller mystery, and that is Friend Request by Laura Marshall. Maria Weston wants to be friends with me. Maybe that had been the problem all along. Maria Weston had wanted to be friends with me, but I let her down. She's been hovering at the edge of my consciousness for all of my adult life, although I've been good at keeping her out. Just a blurred shadow in the corner of my eye. Almost, but not quite out of sight. Maria Weston wants to be friends, but Maria Weston has been dead for more than 25 years. And then Danielle picked up the billiard room card, which is a better read. So I'm going to go with the December. So this one I have to read in December. This is the December selection for Autism Reads. Link to the Discord channel is always in the description box. This is a read-along that I host where we read a book every month by an author that has been confirmed to be autistic or somewhere on the autism spectrum. So the book selection for December is Moojag, I'm guessing is how it is said, and the Auticode Secret by N.E. McMorran. If Nema can't uncover a lost boy's true identity in time, they may never escape the sticky world he designed. When Nema and her friends discover a hidden sugar-hooked society holding lost kids, they find their perfect world in danger. The strange place hides the truth about Nema's missing brother, and a plot to destroy the free life she knows. But only they can reserve a code to prevent a rock candy robot invasion and rescue the captives. Fail, and they might never make it back home. And this is a middle grade. The last prompt is the viewer prompt, and I am going to include that, otherwise it would only be the 3 prompts. So she does a viewer prompt when she plays her game, and so I'm going with that one. So the viewer prompt is Lead Pipe, and this is to read a book with water on the cover or in the title. I'm going with on the cover, and I'm going to go with Murder at the Beacon Bake Shop. So as you can see, there's a body of water just right there. After catching her celebrity chef fiancé sizzling in the arms of another woman, Lindsay Bakewell left big city Wall Street for small town Beacon Harbor, Michigan, to pursue her passion as a pastry baker. And she gets mixed up in someone's sweet taste of revenge. More interested in kneading dough than adding it up, Lindsay's breakup inspired her to set up the shop she always wanted in a place that always made her happy. She'd spent many childhood summers near this beach community, and converting the old run-down lighthouse into a bakery, cafe, and home offers a perfect fresh start for Lindsay and her devoted Newfoundland dog, Wellington. But not everyone in town has a sweet tooth. The Preservation Society won't have the lighthouse's history sugar-coated by lattes and cakes, and a protest group crashes Lindsay's Memorial Day opening. Then, her ex-fiancé, Jeffrey Plank, and his girlfriend, Mia Long, arrive to trash the place. In the ensuing chaos, Mia chokes on a donut and dies. An autopsy reveals cyanide in Mia's bloodstream, and Lindsay is the police's prime suspect. To clear her name, she's going to need to combine ingredients found in the town's checkered past to uncover the identity of a desperate killer. And as you can see, that was a double roll for that round. So we've got to do another TBR card for the punishment poll. And let's just go with this top one. Choose a book with a blurb on the cover from your favorite author. Holy crap. Okay. I have quite a few favorite authors. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to go with a blurb from one of my favorite fantasy authors. I've read 2 or 3 from this author, but I'm looking forward to continuing their work. And the author is Robin Hobb. So the blurb is A Vivid and Jolting Tale. And this is A Little Hatred by Joe Abercrombie. The laws are changing. On the blood-soaked borders of England, Leo Dan Brock struggles to win fame on the battlefield and defeat marauding armies of Stour Nightfall. He hopes for help from the crown, but King Jezal's son, the feckless Prince Orso, is a man who specializes in disappointments. Savine Dan Gulka, socialite, investor, and daughter of the most feared man in the Union, plans to claw her way to the top of the slag heap of society by any means necessary. But the slums boil over with a rage that all the money in the world cannot control. The age of the machine dawns, but the age of magic refuses to die. With the help of the mad hill woman, Isern I Fail, Reich struggles to control the blessing or the curse of the long eye. Glimpsing the future is one thing, but when the guiding hand of the first of the Magi still pulling the strings, changing it will be quite another. A lot of the books that I have, if they have blurbs, they're from something like the New York Times bestselling list, Publishers Weekly, things like that. So it's a little bit more difficult to find one by an actual author. All right, what would have been the last roll, but is now no longer. And another double. All right, so 2 spots. 1, 2, randomize. All right, prompt number 10, which would have been the last roll, but is not because of all the doubles, is randomize. And this is a random generator. So, all right. Let's go with this one. Okay. Random letter. Okay. All right, this goes back in. All right, random letter. Okay. Okay, so that is a Z, but we're going to generate. And it's an R. Okay, so I need a book that has a title that starts with the letter R. Not including if it has the word the random. So R, as an example, it will not count because the first letter of the title is actually T for the. So it has to actually start with the letter R. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to go with Reached by Ali Condi. This will finish the trilogy, which I think is Matched, is the name of the series. So there is no synopsis on the back. It's just quotes. So it's a dystopian and it's a young adult. Oh, here we go. It's got a little blurb thing right there. It says, one young woman has raged against those who threaten to keep away what matters most. Family, love, choice. Now Cassia's quiet revolution is about to explode into full-scale rebellion. The wait is over. So it'll be good to actually finish a series if I can actually get to it in the winter. Time for another punishment due to another double roll. Okay. All right. Let's go from the bottom this time. Choose a book with more than one author. Okay. Okay, so for my prompt card, choose a book with more than one author. I finally found one. And that is going to be You Are Not Alone by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. So 2 authors on this. All right. You probably know someone like Shay Miller. She wants to find love, but it eludes her. She wants to be fulfilled, but her job is a dead end. She wants to belong, but her life is becoming increasingly isolated. You probably don't know anyone like the Moore sisters. They have an unbreakable circle of friends. They live a life of glamour and perfection. They always get what they desire. Shay thinks she wants their life, but what they really want is hers. All right, roll number 11. Okay, moving 11 spots with a 6 and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Current read. All right, current read. A book inspired by a book that I am currently reading. I am currently reading a romance book, so I'm going to go with a romance. It has illustrated people on the cover. I'm going to go with a book with illustrated people on the cover. So the book that I'm currently reading is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I'm going to go with Kilt Trip by Alexandra Kiley. So it's a romance and there's illustrated people. Ready or Scott? Globetrotter Addie McRae always follows her wanderlust. As a travel consultant, she jet sets around the world, anywhere but Scotland. But when she's sent on assignment to help a struggling family-run tour company in the Highlands and save her own job, Addie packs away her emotional baggage and turns on the professional charm. Logan Sutherland's as rugged as the land he loves, and his greatest joy is sharing the beauty of Scotland's hidden gems, even if it means a wee bit of red ink on the company's bottom line. The last thing Logan wants is some American expert pushing tourist traps and paper-touting myths. Oh, and perpetuating. Paper-touting? How the heck did I come up with that? And perpetuating myths about the Loch Ness Monster, especially when Addie never leaves her desk to experience the country for herself. As they wage an office war, Logan discovers Addie's secret ambition to Scotland, or secret connection to Scotland. Boy, I'm struggling. A handful of faded Polaroids of her late mother. Hoping for a truce, he creates a private tour to the places in the pictures to help Addie find closure and appreciate the enchantment in less traveled destinations, never expecting the off-limits attraction sparking between them. But Addie's contract is almost up, and magic won't pay the bills. They can't afford distractions, but how can Addie do her job if she hasn't explored all Scotland and Logan has to offer? Roll number 12. A 4 and a 3. So moving 7 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cute face again. Cute face. Time for Molly and a Polly pick. So Molly is in here. Let me get 3 books. Okay, so for Molly, I'm going to go with The Disappearance by Bentley Little, Terms and Condition by Laura Asher, and Wicked by Gregory Maguire. So let me get the treats on here and then we'll see what Molly picks. Alright, so as you saw, Molly picked Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. Underneath Declan, it says, I'm destined to become the next CEO of my family's media empire. The only problem? My grandfather's inheritance clause. Fulfilling his dying wish of getting married and having an heir seemed impossible until my assistant volunteered for the job. Our marriage was supposed to be the perfect solution to my biggest problem. But the more we act in love for the public, the more unsure I feel about our contract. Caring about Iris was never part of the deal, especially not when breaking her heart is inevitable. And then underneath Iris, it says, my plan to marry Declan was simple in theory. Move in together, throw a wedding, have a baby. We set rules to prevent any kind of issues, ones that were never meant to be broken, no matter how much Declan tempts me. But what happens when our fake relationship bleeds into our real one? Falling in love was never an option, at least not for me. Okay, so for the picks for Polly, I'm going to go with The Chase by L. Kennedy, Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, and Dark City Omega by Elizabeth Stevens. So let's see what Polly picks. Okay, so Polly's pick was Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Let's see. He puts his hand against my chest. It's still beating, he whispers. His words a soft kiss on my lips. As long as it's beating, you're okay. When Cora Lawson attends her sister's birthday party, she expects at most a hangover or a walk of shame by the end of it. She doesn't anticipate a stolen wallet, leaving her stranded and dependent on her sister's fiancé, Dean Asher, her arch nemesis and perpetual thorn in her side. And she really doesn't anticipating getting knocked out and waking up chained in a madman's basement, Dean in his own shackles beside her. After 15 years of teasing, insults, and never-ending pranks, the ultimate joke seems to be on them. The two people who always thought they'd end up killing each other must now work together if they want to survive long enough to escape. But Cora and Dean don't know that their abductor has a plan for them, a plan that will alter the course of their relationship, blur the line between hate and love, and shackle them to each other long after they are freed from the chains. They're in this together, no matter what their unexpected bond might cost them. Okay, now will this be the last roll? Number 13. No, it is not. Got another double. Doubles on ones, doubles on twos, and doubles on threes. So I'm moving 6 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Outfit. All right, and I got another outfit prompt, another book inspired by what I'm currently wearing. I'm going with more pastel vibes on this one, and I think I'm going to go with Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen. Pastel covers, and she's wearing jean shorts. I'm wearing jean pants, so still jeans are on the cover. Up all night. Nights have always been Auden's time, her chance to escape everything that's going on around her. Then she meets Eli, a fellow insomniac, and he becomes her nocturnal tour guide. Now, with an endless supply of summer nights between them, almost anything can happen. And that was another double, so another punishment card. So, do a quick shuffle here. And we're just going to go with somewhere in the middle. Choose the smallest book on your shelf. So I'm going with the smallest book off of my October TBR shelf that is hauled, that I haven't done a haul video for yet. So I have 3 options here that are the smallest. Let's see, this one is 180 pages. This one is, next one is 146 pages, okay. And then this third option is 112 pages. So, okay, I am going to go with Fun House, or actually it's called No Place to Hide by Harper Ashley and Ren Hawthorne. So this is going to be the one that I go with. And there is no synopsis on this one, I think. Yeah, there is no synopsis page on this one. So it's just a short novella, a horror romance, I believe. And it says, aren't pretty girls supposed to be scared of monsters? So that's what I'm going to go with. It's for the smallest book on my shelf. All right, now will this be the last roll? Number 14. And yes, it is the last roll with a 1 and a 2, moving 3 spots. 1, 2, 3, outfit again. And the final prompt for my winter TBR game is outfit again. So again, I'm going with lighter colors. White, the person on this has a white shirt. There's a pink cake on it. I do have pink in my shirt. So Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. So the book I have selected is Sugar and Salt by Susan Wiggs. Jerome Sugar learned the art of baking in his grandma's bakery, also called Sugar, on historic Perdidas Street in San Francisco. He applies baking goods to the lost and found bookshop across the street. When the restaurant that shares his commercial kitchen loses its longtime tenant, a newcomer moves in, Margot Sultan, a barbecue master from Texas. Margot isn't exactly on the run, but she needs a fresh start. She's taken care of herself her whole life, pulling herself up by her fingernails to recover from trauma, and her dream has been to open a restaurant somewhere far, far from Texas. The shared kitchen with Jerome's Sugar Bakery is the perfect setup in a vibrant neighborhood popular with tourists and locals. Margot instantly takes to Jerome's mother, the lively, opinionated Ida. The older woman becomes a good mentor, and Margot is drawn to Jerome. Despite their different backgrounds, their attraction is powerful. But just as she starts to relax into a happy new future, Margot's past in Texas comes back to haunt her. And that is it. Those are the books that I will try to prioritize for the winter season. So December, January, and February. I could end up pulling more books in. It depends on, for my monthly TBR and any readathons, what the prompts are that I end up getting. So I may not end up getting through all of these, which is perfectly fine. I will just try to pull from these stacks first before pulling in a book. So how many books do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Definitely doable to get through 29 books in 3 months for me. So, and that is it. Let me know if you've read any of these books or books from any of these authors. If there was a prompt, specifically something like what a book inspired by the outfit you are currently wearing, what book would you be picking for that prompt? Definitely let me know. And I do have a question for you. In the year 2025, I know there are a couple booktubers like Danielle from Bookara, which is the one that I did in this video, does a viewer prompt. Would you be interested in me doing a viewer prompt for you? Or maybe doing a complete round of like 5 rolls or something. Let me know, because I can definitely do that for you if you would like. I do enjoy it when other booktubers do that. Let me know if that's something that you would be interested in or not. So let me know your thoughts. Talk to me in the comment section below, and until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I will talk to you later.